Yesterday, I told you the 3 rules that decide everything on a prop firm. Today, I'm going to show you how those rules actually work with real numbers. Because the difference between understanding the rules in theory and understanding how they move in real time is the difference between passing your evaluation and watching your account get shut down on a Tuesday afternoon. Welcome back to From Zero to Funded in 30 Days. This is day 20, and today we're going deep on the specific rules that trip traders up on prop firm evaluations and funded accounts. Yesterday, on day 19, we covered what a prop firm is, how evaluations work, and the 3 big rules: daily loss limit, trailing drawdown, and profit target. Today, we're taking each one of those rules, putting real dollar amounts on them, and walking through the exact scenarios where traders violate them without even realizing it until it's too late. By the end of this video, you're going to understand how the trailing drawdown actually moves with your account balance, how to structure your trading day so you never accidentally hit your daily limit, the hidden rules most beginners don't read until they've already broken them, and the daily checklist I use to stay compliant on every prop firm account I trade. Let's start with the trailing drawdown, because this is the rule that kills the most accounts, and it's the one that's most misunderstood. Here's how it works on a typical $50,000 evaluation with a $2,000 trailing drawdown. Day 1. Your account starts at $50,000. Your drawdown limit, the lowest your account can go before you fail, is $48,000. That's $50,000 minus $2,000. Simple so far. Day 2. You have a good day. You make $800. Your account is now $50,800. Here's the part most people miss. Your drawdown limit just moved up. It's no longer $48,000. It's now $50,800 minus $2,000, which is $48,800. The floor moved up with your profit. Day 3. Another good day. You make $500 more. Account is now $51,300. Drawdown limit trails up to $49,300. Day 4. Bad day. You lose $700. Account drops to $50,600. But your drawdown limit didn't move down. It stays at $49,300 because it only trails up, never down. You now have only $1,300 of room before you hit the limit. You started the day thinking you had $2,000 of room. You don't. The drawdown tightened because your previous profits moved the floor up. This is the trap. Every dollar of profit you make raises the floor, which means every dollar you give back after making profit hurts twice. Once because you lost the money, and again because the floor is now closer. Traders who make $3,000 in the first week and then give back $2,000 on a bad day are suddenly only $1,000 from account death, even though they're technically still in profit. The solution is exactly what I've been saying since day 17. Size conservatively so that your losses are small relative to the drawdown limit. If your max loss per trade is $300 and you lose 3 in a row, that's $900. On a $2,000 drawdown, $900 still leaves you $1,100 of room. You can survive that. If your max loss per trade is $500 and you lose 3 in a row, that's $1,500. Now you've got $500 of room left. One more loss and you're done. Same number of losses, completely different outcome because of sizing. The daily loss limit is more straightforward, but the way traders violate it is predictable and preventable. On a typical $50,000 account, the daily loss limit is usually $1,000 to $2,000. If your account drops by that amount from where it started that trading day, you're done, either for the day or permanently, depending on the firm. Here's how traders hit it. Almost every time, it follows the same pattern. Trade 1, loss, $300. Normal, part of the game. Trade 2, loss, $300. Account is down $600, still within the limit, but the trader is feeling it now. Trade 3, the revenge trade. The trader is frustrated. They deviate from their plan. They size up to make it back. They take a setup that doesn't meet their checklist. They enter a breakout that's actually a fake out. The loss is $500 because they traded bigger. Total $1,100. Daily limit hit. Done. 3 trades. 1 normal loss, 1 normal loss, 1 emotional loss. The first 2 were fine. The third one, the revenge trade, is what killed the day. And the revenge trade almost always has 2 signatures. Bigger position size than normal and a setup that doesn't meet the plan. Here's how I prevent this on my own accounts. I have a hard rule in my trading plan from day 18. After 2 losses in a row, I take a 5-minute break and review both trades against my plan. After 3 losses, I'm done for the day. No exceptions. That rule exists specifically to prevent trade 3 from happening, because I know from years of experience that trade 3 after 2 losses is almost never a good trade. It's an emotional trade disguised as a setup. The other protection is sizing. If my daily loss limit is $1,000 and I'm risking $300 per trade, I can take 3 full losses and still have $100 of room. If I'm risking $500 per trade, 2 losses put me at the limit. The math is simple. Daily loss limit divided by your per trade risk tells you how many losses you can survive in a day. If that number is 2 or fewer, you're sized too aggressively for the account. Some prop firms have consistency rules, and these are the ones that catch traders who don't read the fine print. A consistency rule typically says that no single trading day can account for more than a certain percentage of your total profit. The most common version is that no single day can represent more than 30 or 40% of your total profits earned during the evaluation. Here's what that means in practice. Say you're trading a $50,000 account with a $4,000 profit target and a 30% consistency rule. If you make $2,000 on one great day, a 50% of target day, that single day now represents more than 30% of your total profits. Even if you hit the profit target, the firm can reject your evaluation because your results weren't consistent enough. The fix is simple. Trade the same size every day. If your position sizing is consistent and your system has a normal distribution of winners and losers, no single day should dramatically outperform the others. Consistency rules are designed to filter out traders who gamble with size on one lucky day. If you're following the position sizing formula from day 17, you'll pass the consistency check automatically. Not all firms have consistency rules, but the ones that do usually have them buried in the terms of service, not on the main marketing page. Read the full rules before you start, every single time. Another rule set that catches beginners: restrictions around high-impact news events. Many prop firms do not allow you to hold a position through or enter a trade within a window around major economic releases. The most commonly restricted events are FOMC interest rate decisions, non-farm payrolls, CPI data releases, and sometimes GDP and unemployment claims. The restricted window varies by firm. Some say no trades 2 minutes before and 2 minutes after the release. Some say no open positions at all during the release. Some firms don't restrict news trading at all. You have to know your specific firm's policy. If you violate a news restriction, the consequences range from having the trade voided, meaning your profit doesn't count, to having your account failed entirely. Neither is acceptable, and both are completely avoidable by checking the economic calendar every morning before you trade. My personal rule, regardless of what the firm allows, I flatten everything before any red flag news event. Even if the firm technically allows it, trading through FOMC or NFP on NQ is pure gambling. The moves are too fast, the slippage is too unpredictable, and the risk is not calculable. I'd rather miss the move and keep my account than catch the move and risk the account on something I can't control. Most prop firms for futures traders do not allow overnight holds. That means all positions must be closed before the end of the trading session. If you hold the position overnight, even accidentally, the firm may void the trade or fail the account. This seems like an easy rule to follow, and it is, until it isn't. The scenario that catches people: you're in a runner that's working, the session is ending, and you don't want to close because it's making money. You convince yourself you'll close in the morning. Overnight, NQ gaps against you. You wake up to a loss that violates your drawdown, and you've also broken the overnight hold rule. The fix: set a hard alarm 30 minutes before your session ends. If you have open positions at that alarm, start managing them to close. No exceptions. The runner is not worth the account. Here's the exact checklist I run every single morning before I trade any prop firm account. I want you to write this down because it will prevent 90% of the rule violations that fail accounts. Item 1. Check the economic calendar. Are there any red flag events today? If yes, mark the time and set an alarm to flatten before the restricted window. Item 2. Check my current drawdown room. Where is my trailing drawdown limit right now? How much room do I have? If I'm within $500 of the limit, I size down to micro contracts or I don't trade at all. Item 3. Check my daily loss limit. How much can I lose today before I'm done? Divide that by my per trade risk to know how many losses I can survive. If the answer is 2 or fewer, I'm sized too big. Item 4. Review my trading plan. Specifically, the when things go wrong section from day 18. Remind myself of the rule. 2 losses equals 5-minute break. 3 losses equals done for the day. Item 5. Confirm my position sizing. Run the formula from day 17 against today's account balance, not yesterday's, today's. The trailing drawdown may have changed my effective risk budget. Item 6. Set my end of session alarm 30 minutes before close. All positions flat by that alarm. 6 items, takes about 5 minutes. Prevents account ending violations. I do it every single day, and I've never accidentally violated a prop firm rule because of it. I want you to hold on to something here that connects back to the whole course. This checklist is not a suggestion. It's the operational version of lose small or lose it all. Hold that thought. Let me be very direct about what happens when you violate a prop firm rule, because some traders treat the rules like guidelines. If you hit the daily loss limit, your account is either locked for the day or failed permanently, depending on the firm. There is no appeal. There is no, but the trade would have come back. Done. If you hit the trailing drawdown, your account is failed permanently. You need a new evaluation to try again. The firm doesn't care that you were up $3,000 last week. The drawdown is the drawdown. If you violate a news restriction or overnight hold rule, the firm may void your trades, reverse your profits, or fail your account, depending on the severity and the firm's policy. The common thread: prop firm rules are not flexible. They are hard limits enforced by software, not by humans making judgment calls. The platform closes your account automatically when the limit is hit. There is no second chance, no conversation, no exception. Oh, that is exactly why the compliance checklist matters. You cannot afford to learn these rules by breaking them. The cost of breaking a rule is the account plus the evaluation fee plus the time you spent earning the profit. Learn the rules before you need them and check them every day before you trade. Now back to what I asked you to hold on to. The daily checklist is the operational version of lose small or lose it all. Everything in this course, entries, exits, stops, R2R, position sizing, the trading plan, exists to keep your losses small so your wins can compound. The prop firm rules are the external enforcement of that same principle. The firm is saying if you can't keep your losses small, you can't trade our money. Period. The daily compliance checklist is how you prove every single day that you can. It's not a chore. It's the most important 5 minutes of your trading day, because without it, one careless morning, one unchecked news event, one missed drawdown calculation, one revenge trade you didn't stop erases weeks of good work. The traders who keep funded accounts long term don't have better setups than the traders who lose them. They have better compliance habits. They check the rules every morning. They know their drawdown room to the dollar. They never hold through news. They stop after 3 losses. And they treat every single rule as non-negotiable, not because they're scared, but because they understand that compliance is the business. That's the shift. You're not just a trader anymore. You're an employee of the firm, running their capital under their rules. Act like it, and they'll keep paying you. Break the rules, and they'll replace you with someone who doesn't. Remember what I said at the very start. The difference between understanding the rules in theory and understanding how they move in real time is the difference between passing and watching your account get shut down. Now you know how they move. Trailing drawdown trails up with every dollar of profit, never down. Daily loss limit is a hard cap. Revenge trades are how it gets hit. Consistency rules filter out gamblers. News restrictions are non-negotiable. Overnight holds are account enders. And the 6-item daily checklist prevents all of it. Tomorrow, day 21, we're getting into trading psychology, the internal game that decides whether you actually follow the rules you've spent 20 days learning. Because knowing the rules and following the rules under pressure are two very different skills. If today changed how you're going to approach your next prop firm day, drop a comment telling me which rule you think is going to be the hardest for you to follow consistently. I want to see the honest answers. Hit subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you tomorrow in day 21.